from TradeToProsper.net. We have TRON here on Saturday, the 22nd of February, and I'm going to give you my thoughts. I believe we've done the top, and I'll give you the reasons for it from an alleyway perspective, also using moving averages and Fibonacci. So there's a whole bunch of stuff there. This is the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, we have the 200 daily SMA and the 200 daily EMA. I'll remove that. We have the 30 weekly EMA, which equates to similar to that. With the 30 weekly EMA, it's well known once you break the 30 EMA, it becomes a bullish market. And here we go. So that's a tip for you. There's a lot of reasons for it, but I'll cover that under my course, so I'm not going to cover it here. You can see price come down based on context in the past, and once we break above the 30 EMA here, based on the context, that's the bull market there. Starts there, gets back tested, and up it goes. Then we range for a while, and in this case, that's wave. So if you look at from a early wave count, we have a wave 1, 2, ever so small, 3, 4, and a 5. So that was a wave 5 count. Then we go consolidation in a wide range, and that's basically a cooling off period. And then we have these weekly levels. That was a weekly level, and then we take out the liquidity of both these wicks. And then once we regained that weekly level, that was a positive sign, and then we regained it to 30 EMA weekly, and then you see this continue on to be the support. So what I'll say is, as this is coming across, we are looking for a distribution structure of some sort, and it's my expectation that we start breaking down that 30 weekly EMA on the weekly. It's a downtrend. Otherwise, if it's a super cycle, it's another cooling off period, very much like this, and we range sideways for a while, and then we go up again. But I don't believe that's going to happen. I'm cynical of that for a number of reasons, and I'll explain why. So Bitcoin is going sideways. If there's anything in it, it's got another burst of a bullish market. And from a Bitcoin perspective, our target was between 120 to 130 before we get a bit of a bear flag. Now, 2025, we have some gold issues that we know about in the world market. And not gold issues, more so gold flight, because gold is valuable in times of these conditions where fiat is rubbish. So gold is, everyone's running to gold. And it seems like Britain and America don't have that gold. So financial crisis potential this year, markets crash, gold goes up. And if the markets crash while we're doing this sideways stuff, down. If the markets continue on and then there is no gold issue, continues up, and then we have the super cycle. But I believe this is going to crash. Now, is it an ABC move or what? And then the markets recover? Who knows? But with the alts, we know that they're going to fall. So that's a context where this is a distribution, and when if and when the markets crash, it's pretty much down for the alts. And so that in that context, I'm looking at that level and that level as the range. We get a Wyckoff type of scenario where we have, this is the buying climax. I don't think we'll do that. I think we'll have a triangle more so. Then we get the golden ratio, strong resistance, back down, and then eventually crash. So we might range for a while. So sideways trading, I doubt it just drops like that, but it's possible with the alts. So you've got to be careful with the alts. And using our Fibonacci method, if that's our bottom, that's our wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4. Yep. Yeah, that's a wick. We can say that's really wave 1. So it's still okay with the body of the candle. So wave 4 doesn't compromise wave 1. And this is an overextended wave 5. Now what we see here is the weekly, including the 200 daily. So if we put those back in, that's a support trend line. And so once we break that, that's our weekly level. Once we drop and we close below that, it's going to be tough to get back up. So I'm looking at this as a means of, we'll look at it on a close up on that and how to trade it. But big picture, guys, be very careful that we might find something like that and then drop. So we're looking for why this level. Look, we've got the 1.764. That's a common value that I tend to get, and 1.618 is a common value for wave 3 in general, or a wave 5. Now if we look at this, if we were to be that way, let's say if that works, we might get a high. So then this will be wave 3. So if I'm wrong, this could be wave 3, this could be wave 4, and then we go to wave 5, and that is wave 5 there. So that is a potential. So if Bitcoin was to go up and we have another last effort with the alts, then if we break this range, then we go wave 5 to this level here, which is probably like 1 to 1. The fact that we have wave 1, 2, 3, 4, it's relatively small. Let's see how this worked out. Is it 1 to 1? Yes, it is 1 to 1. Okay. So that's why wave 5 is more likely to be smaller. So we have that rule. If this is 1 to 1, then wave 5 could be overextended, and that could be the case right here. So from a Fibonacci perspective, I'll just have another look. So what we've done here is that's 0 and that's 1, golden ratio. So that could be wave 3, right? I'm not ruling out that that's wave 5. It could be wave 3 on the big picture, go sideways, and then we get another blast out. So that's still on the table. What I'm saying is these moving averages will potentially support it. If we look at our indicators, we have it's not gone down below 50%. So once we go below 50%, just like here what we have is going below 50% right there, then aligned with the structure and the moving averages, then we become bearish. Here it's actually a nice, weekly was really nice here. That was a breakout trade, perfectly aligned with our strategy. And so if you get the right time frame, that was a descending wedge and the breakout. So what we have here is probably going to go sideways. Then we get a bearish divergence, something like that. We might get that last blast and then down, and that could equate to that level there. So let's see, we're just going to keep track of this. There's nothing there. That is our main level of interest. So we want to see this come back up. If it gets rejected, then we're going to go further down. Yep. If it gets above this, then we are more favorable for more highs. So that's what I'm thinking at this point. I still feel like 50-50 based on this. Conditions are that those moving averages. If we can get rid of, if we lose those moving averages, guys, then and we look at the indicator on the weekly change in trend, that's pretty much it. But for now, these moving averages have been acting as support, and it makes sense that we cannot be bearish until we break these. And if we were to look at it on a smaller time frame, let's go to the daily. So it's looking good. So here we have definitely a qualified resistance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 taps. So if we break above that, we were looking at that from this perspective. So we're still looking for a breakout to the upside. We might get another sweep. So it wouldn't, so if we were to count this, actually we've got another chart for that. Let's just get to that. So we've been keeping track of it. We thought that might be a breakout. Let's go to a 4 hour. So we had a breakout to it, but we were very well aware of this level as a resistance. So we're still not there yet, but it can be a bullish sign. And that VWAP's there. So you can see what we're looking at this point. We have something going on here. I'll get rid of this one. That doesn't help. So the point of reference there and a point of reference there, and our VWAP is acting as support. So it's likely to, and you got your levels. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to be difficult to know where it's going to go. So there's no trading there. But if we lose this level, and we've got this trend line coming down, we are getting a squeeze, and eventually it's going to pop really strong, one direction or the other. The fact that we've got one resistance, two resistance, we'll likely get a third resistance here, but it might just do that. So once we break above it a few times, we've broken this trend line once, and if we break again, we'll get a resistance, and that pullback will be the one that we look for an entry to go along. Otherwise, if we break these VWAPs, then we look for further down, take out the liquidity, look for a failed auction structure here potentially, because it's our golden ratio. When we look at it from a local perspective, from there all the way to the bottom, that is our golden ratio along with the value area low. So this is an area of interest, and see if that comes. Obviously we're going to look at what Bitcoin does, and if we get accumulation or reversal structure, we look for the long, and that's it. So that will be a triangle fake out and back, which is a typical thing to do. Otherwise we go bearish, and we might see much further lows. So those are my thoughts, looking for some clue on what to trade. This is a strong drop, and if Bitcoin drops a bit more, we might just get that bounce and then drop further down, and then look for this. That will equate to Bitcoin in this scenario, and we're looking for liquidity around here. Take that out, look for reversal on this bottom of the channel, and then up. Then we'll get this complex corrective wave as a bit of a fake out. And so there you go. That's how I see it at this point, looking at stuff. We have our other aspect where we need to look at how Tether does. And where's our Tether? Tether is still going sideways, resistance, support. We're ranging, so the alts are ranging as well. Bitcoin is ranging. If we get a breakout like that, then we're in trouble. If we break down this pink line or this level, that is a bullish move, and then we look for this level here for support, and that is their last I'll say that'll be our last effort on Bitcoin, and they might hit 120 to 130, and then we get another bounce. So this level is on the tether is very important, and we're likely to get the last effort here, and then that's it. Otherwise, we're already done, and we're going to go continue on. I'm going to leave that, guys. Please give me a like and share, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.
There you have it. Please give Sam a like, share, and subscribe to his channel to support him for doing more of these posts.